Hi everyone and welcome to a countdown video here on Theme Park Worldwide. In this video I'm going to be counting down the top 5 roller coaster types that I'd love to see built here in the UK. Now here in this country we've got a fantastic amount of roller coasters from lots of different manufacturers, a lot of history when it comes to some of the older rides, and along with that some world first attractions that have been built over the years and lots of record holders. However, there's still rides when you're a theme park enthusiast that you'd love to see come to your home country, and I'm going to be talking about them 5 different types of coaster that I'd love to see open in the UK in the coming years. So before I get into it, as always, I'd really love to know your favourites that you'd love to see come over. Maybe you've been abroad and fell in love with a certain ride type and that you'd love to see built here at a theme park in the UK. So comment down below and also let me know where you think these rides that I'm going to mention, or also your suggestions, could be built. Which theme parks do you think would really fit with these different rides? So here we go, let's get straight into it then. In 5th place, the ride that I'd love to see come to the UK would be a Mack Rides water coaster. Now these are just all good round fun family rides that I would love to see. I think it could be a great installation for many different parks. It's a mix between steel track and a trough, and the best thing with this ride is, yes, you get a bit of a splash, but you don't get absolutely soaked, dripping wet through, meaning that it will be a great ride for theme parks here in the UK in my opinion. Quite a few parks seem to be moving away now from the traditional log flume attraction, so I'd love to see a water coaster, very modern, very safe ride that could come to the UK. I think it would be fantastic. Now, water coasters feature a variety of different drops, sometimes some pretty tight banking and twisted drops, lots of different corners. Airtime can also be experienced on a water coaster, and like I say, the amount of wetness that you get on this isn't too bad, so it would work with the climate here in the UK, because as I'm pretty sure you all know watching this, we don't often have the best of weather in this country, so something like this would be a great addition. Now, in terms of how popular these are outside of the UK, Europe's got quite a few of these, and there's others that can be found around the world, but they are pretty popular rides. Poseidon at Europa Park is a fantastic one. They've actually got 2 water coasters at Europa Park. Journey to Atlantis that can be found at various different SeaWorld parks, that's a very popular ride over in the States. And along with that, a brand new one that's opening in 2021 at Nigloland in France is Krampus Expedition. So yeah, this is a quite popular ride type, and I think it would work really well here in the UK. Now, in terms of a park that I'd love to see this built at, I really feel like Alton Towers could be the park for this. They removed their classic log flume. It opened in 1981, and I actually filmed a remembering video on that the other day, so check it out if you've not seen it. But yes, you know, a lot of people miss the flume at Alton Towers, so I do feel like putting in a water coaster could be a great sort of replacement for that, and it would be something completely new. It could be themed up great, and it would fit with what Alton Towers like to do, and that's build something for everyone, families and thrill seekers. It'd be a bit like Wicker Man in that respect. You know, it would be able to cater for a lot of people, and I think it would be a really popular ride choice for them as well. So in 5th place, I'd love to see a Mack water coaster. Let's move into 4th place then now, and this is a Rocky Mountain Construction hybrid coaster. Come on, it had to be somewhere on the list, didn't it? Now, with this, it's a mix between steel track and wooden supports, usually. However, that can change. But yes, I'd love to see a good RMC here in the UK, whether that be a new build or a conversion of a current wooden coaster, preferably at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But yes, I do feel like this would be a great ride to come to the UK. RMC hybrid coasters are packed with excitement, lots of different elements. They've got pretty steep drops that you can have on these. You can have all sorts. You can have drops that go into inversions, or you can just go for a standard but very steep drop. All sorts of different things that RMC can do. Along with that, we've got a great mix of inversions and airtime, and it's even better the fact that it's got lap bar restraints. As much as I'm not a huge fan of the overall train design on RMC coasters, I do think they've got some work to do with those. I'd still love to see one here in the UK. I think the general public would love going into them inversions with just a lap bar. I think that's been the success of Icon at Pleasure Beach, really. The fact that it's gone down so well, going into inversions and lots of different twisted elements. It's pretty intense in sections just with a lap bar instead of your traditional over-the-shoulder restraint. So I really feel like an RMC would be a great addition for the UK because of that. Now, in terms of RMC coasters, there's a lot out there now. As much as they're still a relatively new manufacturer compared to a lot of your older classics like Vekoma or B&M B&M. I still think that RMC could have a place here in the UK in the next few years. I would love to see one. In terms of in Europe, Untamed at Wallaby Holland is an absolutely incredible ride. That was a conversion of the former wooden roller coaster Robin Hood. Wildfire at Colmarden, that was a new build coaster from RMC. So again, that's certainly one that you could look at. With that, it does feature the wooden track throughout instead of the steel track. So that's another option, of course, that RMC do. Along with that, Steel Vengeance, my overall #1 coaster, that's a hybrid over at Cedar Point in 2018. That ride opened and it's incredible. Where I think an RMC would work here in the UK, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, ideally, I would love to see one of their existing wooden coasters transformed into an RMC if it could be done. Like I say, the logistics of that with the foundations on the sand and the cost involved, it would be high. So I think it's pretty unlikely, but you never know. It could happen in the future if the money was there. Or possibly a ground up new build RMC at Thorpe Park would be the better option for that one. So let's move then now into third place on this list, counting down the top 5, of course, different ride types that I'd love to see come to the UK. And this would be one of the new generation Vekoma roller coasters. Now, Vekoma are really pushing the boundaries at the moment. In fact, I uploaded a video a couple of days ago about Abyssus, the new double launch coaster opening at Energylandia in Poland. So check that out if you've not seen it. And it's great to see Vekoma just pushing the boundaries. Now, really, they've got 3 new types of their inverting coasters, as I would call them, with this. Now, you've got the Bermuda Blitz, of course, that features a lift hill, and that's got inversions on there. They've got the Space Warp coaster, that's got a launch, and that's got inversions. And also the Shockwave coaster, which is actually, of course, what Abyssus is at Energylandia, and that features launches and inversions. So in terms of their new inverting roller coasters that they've got, then like I say, I really feel like one of those would be great here in the UK. Now, the great thing about these, steel coaster, very comfortable and smooth. Vekoma have come a long way, I tell you, over the past few years, and they've really just developed so much. I mean, you look at the new version of their flying coasters, like Fly at Phantasialand, the suspended thrill coaster, a new inverted coaster, what they've put together for Tripsdrill in Germany. They're really pushing the boundaries, but I'd love to see one of those 3 types of rides. Like I say, a Bermuda Blitz, a Space Warp, or a Shockwave coaster. Now, they've just got so much packed in. You can have launches, you can have a lift hill if you want, you can have lots of different inversions, and the train design on these is great too. They're actually pretty intense and very snappy in places, especially Lek coaster, which is a Bermuda Blitz model. And that's out there at Legendia in Poland, and that is a fantastic ride that's got so many elements packed in. Along with that, Formula Energylandia, that's one of their Space Warp models, and that's brilliant. It's a smaller ride, but it's great for a park where it could fit in a very compact space. So that would be fantastic. And then of course Abyssus at Energylandia, probably the biggest of the 3, the Shockwave, but it'd be really nice to see that somewhere here in the UK. I think it would work. In terms of the parks that I think would benefit from a ride like this in the UK, possibly Drayton Manor, depending on what they're going to do with their target audience in the next few years. Drayton Manor one could fit in. I could definitely see a Space Warp, something a bit like Formula, being the perfect installation for them. And there's so many parks where one of these could fit. Flamingo Land possibly in Yorkshire. Blackpool Pleasure Beach again as a new build and quite a compact ride that could go in. Oakwood, and maybe even Paultons Park, depending on how Storm Chaser goes, their new Max spinning roller coaster. If that goes down well, they could take it to another level and put in something like that. Bear in mind, they're opening a gyro swing there this year, so they're certainly moving more into the thrill market. So could something like this work for them? Maybe a Space Warp or Bermuda Blitz could be great for Paultons Park in the future. But I don't know, let me know your thoughts. Maybe you've got some different suggestions down below in the video comments. I would love to know. In second place then, so my second ride that I would love to see come over here to the UK and get built would be a nice classic. It's a Bolliger & Mabillard B&M Hypercoaster. I absolutely love these steel coasters that are designed for airtime, speed, and just overall intensity. These rides are brilliant, they really are. Now you get some big drops on a B&M Hypercoaster. You've got Silver Star at Europa Park, Shambhala at Portaventura. They're just 2 of my favourites in Europe. There's lots of B&M coasters around the world, and their Hypercoaster model is one of the most popular, and they are brilliant rides. And how they're designed into the parks with the landscape is brilliant as well, because it's all about how it looks from off-ride as well with a Hypercoaster. It can be a massive ride on a park skyline. So I think a park in the UK that would benefit from one would be Thorpe Park. That would be the ideal coaster for me at Thorpe Park. Here in the UK, we really lack an airtime monster, an airtime machine, and I think something like that would be absolutely incredible at Thorpe Park in the future. That's really the only park in the UK where I could see getting a B&M Hypercoaster. I can't see one going into the likes of Blackpool, definitely not Alton Towers because of the height restrictions. Even if they managed to dig down and stuff, it just wouldn't be possible, I don't think, as much as I would have loved one. But yeah, you know, it could be a fantastic ride for Thorpe Park, an airtime machine, some big drops. I'm only talking something maybe the height of Mako, you know, 200 foot exactly that is. Something like Mako would be brilliant here in the UK. You know, you've got to think there's rides taller than that already in this country, such as the Big One and Stealth. However, if they could just push it that little bit more to make it the tallest in the UK, it would be great for them from a marketing perspective as well, wouldn't it? So and there we go, that's that one. Let me know your thoughts. In first place then, this is the ride that I would love to see come over to the UK the most. This ride type is one that I absolutely adore and feel like it would be the perfect lineup for quite a few different parks here in the UK, but especially at Alton Towers. Say they were going to replace Rita at any point, take that out and want another launch coaster, something a bit more, you know, a better ride, better layout, and also with LSMs as well instead of that cable launch. It would be an Intamin Blitz coaster. I love a Blitz. Honestly, these rides are incredible. Now, the steel coasters that can feature launches, intense transitions, airtime, they can feature inversions, but they don't necessarily have to. The train designs on these are brilliant, especially on the newer Intamin Blitz coasters like Taron at Phantasialand that are very open trains. They've got a lap bar restraint system, and overall, they're just incredible rides. They're so snappy, the transitions. Very intense, some great airtime. Like I said, just about a B&M Hyper, we don't really have much airtime in the UK, so it'd be nice to see an airtime beast come in using an Intamin Blitz. That could be fantastic. Maverick at Cedar Point is an incredible ride. I really do enjoy that. So something on that scale would be brilliant to come to the UK. And I'd love to see that more than anything. I really would. I think it would be the perfect investment for one of these parks here in the UK. I really do. So, yeah, in terms of where I think it would fit in the best, I definitely think Alton Towers. You could imagine it following the terrain. That would be brilliant. But again, quite a few parks would go for it. I don't think Blackpool Pleasure Beach because they've got Icon. And as much as it's a very different ride experience, a Blitz coaster is more intense. With them having Icon, a launch coaster like that, I can't see them getting a Blitz in the future. But, you know, again, possibly Thorpe Park, but then they've already got Stealth, so it's one of them. It's tough, but I think Alton Towers, especially if they wanted to replace Rita in the future, and not necessarily put it where Rita is, but just have a different launch coaster at Alton Towers, possibly a Blitz could be one for the future. But there we go, them are 5 different ride types that I think would be fantastic coming to the UK. Let me know your thoughts. Honestly, it'd be great to hear what are your top 5 ride types that you'd love to see bring over in terms of roller coasters. Now, of course, there's so many great rides out there from various manufacturers. This is my list, these are my thoughts, but I love reading yours too. So get your comments coming in down below and I look forward to reading those. Thanks for joining me for another video here on Theme Park Worldwide. Brand new videos every single day here on the channel to keep you entertained and also informed on what's happening around the world in the theme park industry. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide, and that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next video.